Warning! Warning! This video features some weird strats that shouldn't be copied at all. We are clearing this word last. Anyways, hi guys. Welcome to a new guide on E12S. This is Tomato Relativity. First of all, let's do some recap on the debuffs. Fire is a very small AoE. Arrow is a big ass AoE. Careful with those. The water is a stack. Yellow means that it's going to happen first. Purple means that it's going to happen last. This debuff right here means that it's our first rewind. This one is our second rewind. We get rewinded into this one first. And last but not least, happy Pride Month, we have gayses. Do not look at these people, they are gay. Now, here we have a setup of the mechanic. It's pretty easy, straightforward. There are no flexes that need to be done. The supports have the arrows, and the DPS have the fire. As we said before, we want to dodge towards the purple spotlight. So for example, this spotlight is going to cover all of this area. And we have the party on the right and the arrow on the left. Same on this side. Going to cover all of this area. Arrow on the left, party on the right. After that, we want to collapse into the purple tethers. What does that mean? We want to dodge towards them. We want to hide behind them, essentially, if you want to think about it that way. Because they're stinky. We hide behind them. Obviously, the gays people need to stand close to the middle. This little Dorito that we have here. They need to be more on the middle. We would have discovered this way earlier if certain people said earlier about how they were dodging this. Would have been easier back then. Just saying. This should be the spot on this specific configuration about how we are going to resolve the fires and the arrows, the short ones at least. Like we said before, the melees, if you have fire, you go close. Range, you go far. For arrows, melees, go left. And range, go right. The melees always go left for the arrows. So melees, at least you have some of that easy stuff, I guess. Unless you're flexing. I apologize if you are. The AoEs explode here. If people are on the corners and maybe we survive, maybe we don't. We haven't gotten here cleanly to figure that out. Fuck if I know. Hopefully, yes. This is an alternate pattern where the DPS have the fire, or I mean the support have the fire, and the DPS have the arrow again. Melee close, range far, range on the right, melee on the left. Same on the other side. Melee on the left, range on the right, melee close, range far. After that, we get rewinded to the gases. It's important that we look away here. So start looking towards this direction if you can. Start looking away because the gases will happen afterwards. To be looking away over here. Same here. You could be looking maybe at north, maybe at south. The important thing is that you don't look towards the middle. We get rewinded into the first place. The arrow resolves, and people get sent back to their normal place. Last but not least, we have a water stack at the end. Make sure you're stacking for those. Just run towards the boss and go with your healer. Or, well, actually don't go with your healer because it might change. And on that topic, let's talk about flexes. Now, let's talk about the easy flex first. Uh, this debuff here is a long water. This is towards the end of the mechanic. This is after everything is done. This is the water at the end. Now, if everything went fine with the mechanic at first, with no arrow flexing, and only we need to flex waters, then we need to do the following. For example, Dragoon has water, and Machinist has water, and they are both in the same light party. It's as simple as the male is flexing, just changing positions like this. As simple as that. Now, let's talk about the fucked up shit. This is a pattern that can happen. This horrible thing down here for the DPS, this can happen. Now, essentially what the melees need to worry about is look at what debuffs they have, and if a melee, if a flex is called out, or if you want to actually think about it, use your brain, I recommend you focus target your DPS partner in your light party. So for example, the Reaper focus targets the Red Mage. And for example, the Dragoon focus targets the Machinist. So you can look at your debuffs. If your set of debuffs looks around the same, especially with an arrow like this, you have 2 arrows and your partner has 2 arrows, you know that you need to flex because you have the same set of debuffs. So on this scenario, Dragoon should have been here if there wasn't flex, but because there's a flex, I'm gonna run all the way towards the other side of the arena. Now, you can either do that, or you can just read your debuffs faster and resolve the mechanic. Look at the purple stoplight and just go to your position. Whatever works for you, just make sure you're flexing. Make sure you're not killing everyone. Either go the opposite of what the other side of the other person, what the other person is doing, or actually look at the stoplight. Whatever works for you. Now, if you are, for example, the Reaper, and you don't have the arrow, you know that you're not gonna flex super in a difficult manner. You just need to go to the opposite light party. Now, we've seen that we can survive the light parties with 2 people, but let's not do that because the rest of the mechanic needs to be solved with 4 people on one side and 4 people on the other side. So make sure that you're running to the opposite light party. So in this case, this is the light party of the Reaper, but they will be flexing. So they run across to the other healer. Or to the other light party. After that, we do the gazes, normally. Remember, the gaze needs to be close. And this is the difficult part. The people that are flexing need to resolve the mechanic on the opposite side that they're not used to. So we can see here, Reaper is on the group 1 side and they're used to being on the group 2 side. Anyways, it doesn't matter. Just make sure that if you are an arrow, if you are flexing, again, you are a melee, go to the left. And everything else resolves exactly the same. Same for the other melee here on this side that they're flexing. They go left, facing the boss, or facing the center. Here we get sent back, rewind, the guy says, we know this shit. We get sent back again. Things resolve. We do a one last check here. If we need to do another flex on the waters, this is the easy flex. We have a few seconds to react. There's no issue here. We just meet together here. This side meets with this side meets with this side. Even if, this is not the light party of the Dragoon or this is not the light party of the Reaper, just meet together with your closest group. And if the waters are fine, which in this case they are, this is a long water, Dragoon and Machinist are in the opposite side. Same for the other side. We're fine here, and we're fine here. We're not stacking them together. And this works. Now, if you want a visual representation of maybe a good pull, we have that available. So with this pattern, this is the easy pattern, going back to the easy pattern. There's no flexes here. Let's review. Same exact debuffs here. Obviously, this is my POV, so here we look for the purple. For example, I know that I have a water, I don't have 2 arrows, so I'm going to the right of purple. You can see me there that I almost went to the wrong side. I almost went here because I thought I had 2 arrows, but I had to recheck again. There's some time that you can react to. Just press print if you don't feel confident. The rewinds and first stack resolve. Then we converge onto purple because people didn't really get the memo that we need to be like behind. It's fine. The gaze go towards the center and people can just hide behind them around here in this area. But essentially it's the same. We place that and then we go to the opposite to resolve the arrows and the fires. Now the difficult part about this is that we need to remember the yellow tether. Now the yellow tether was north and south, so I know that I am an arrow. I go to the left facing in, so I run to the left facing in. And I'm looking out here, even though I am not I don't need to do that because I am one of the gazes. It resolves again, and the water stack happens. And that's it. That's the mechanic. Anyways, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, please. And see you next time. Bye-bye.